Okay, so first I'm going to read the stimulus up front. Forgive the cats if they come in the area. They're interested in what I'm doing. So during an 8-day theater festival, exactly 6 plays. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to draw the 8 days because if they're saying an 8-day festival, I know it's a sequencing game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 6 plays tells me there's going to be duplication. So part of this game is going to be figuring out who duplicates. So G, H, J, L, M, O. Okay. Will be performed. There'll be 1 performance each day subject to the following constraints. So the first thing I'm going to look for is anything that involves digits. So anything that involves numbers, and particularly anything that's going to involve who's duplicated. So the numbers would involve who's duplicated. So I see that right at the first and second rule. The play performed on day 1 must also be performed on day 5. That tells me where one of the duplicates is going to be, so it cuts down this number a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The play performed on day 2 must also be on day 7, so that's cutting down as well. So what I really have now is a 6-piece sequencing game because here are my 2 duplicates. Anything that's not in here is not going to be a duplicate. Now what I want to look for is anything that says an only or. And I'm looking and none of these are an only or. So now I'm going to look for welded entities. And I do see that there's one right here. So for at least 1 performance of H, the next play will be Macbeth. So that tells me I can have a second H without a Macbeth, but at least one of them is welded together. Okay, I also have an unwelded entity, so broken apart, where we can't have M and O, or O and M. So I can never see those together. Okay, that's all for my welded entities. Now I go for my estimated entity, which is my remaining rule. There must be a performance of jitney at some time before there's any H. So I'm just going to indicate H1 to indicate to me that I can't have any H's before the J. J can be duplicated, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Because there can't be any H's before a J, I know my first entity can't be an H. And as a result of this duplication issue, my 5th entity also can't be an H. J can go at the end because there can be multiple J's, but the H's can't be there. That's really all I can get right now. So I'm going to go straight to the questions. The first question is our general acceptability question. Which of the following could be the order in which the plays are performed from first to last? I'm going to go through my rules one at a time. The play performed on day 1 must also be on day 5. So here's day 1. Here's day 5. They match. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They match. 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 So that was no help. The play performed on day 2 must also be on day 7. So day 2, day 7, they match. 2 and 7 match. 2 and 7 match. 2 and 7 match. 2 and 7 don't match. Okay, Macbeth and Othello cannot be on consecutive days. So we're going to look for an M and O to cross out. So none there. None there. Here's an M and an O. I'm going to check this one just in case. No M and O. Go to the next rule. For at least 1 performance of H, the next play must be Macbeth. So I'm going to look to check off my H and M. Here's my H. My M is separated. Here's my H and M. Final rule, there must be a jitney at some time before there is any performance of H. This is taken care of. This one is not. My answer is A. I'm going to move on to my next question. Now I see there's a must be false question. I'm going to check the one thing I know must be false, which is that H can't be first and H can't be 5th. That's all I know. If I don't get it from that, then I'm going to move on to the if questions and come back. So let's look for an H. Must be is performed on day 2. That's allowed. H is performed on day 5. That's not allowed. must be false. Move on to my ifs. Okay, question 20. Always number them. Okay, if Othello is on day 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hate that there's 8 on this. So if Othello is on day 3, I'm going to draw in these. I'm going to draw in this. I'm going to draw my not H's to remind me. If Othello is on day 3, we know from this rule that M can't be here. Can't be here. So now what we're going to look for is, I know that O kind of looks like a circle, so I'm just going to darken it to make sure it's Othello. So now what we're going to look for is the most restricted entity, because right now I have nothing to do. And I'm going to say my most restricted entity are the H and the M. It's a block. Welded entities are always a good one to go for if you don't know what to do. So can't have H and M here, can't have them here, can't have them here, can't have them here, can't have them there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the H and M in the first spot I see if that helps me. So if M is here, M also must be the first one. I know there has to be a J before the H, which throws J here, which leaves L and G in one of these spots. Let's see if that's enough to answer. Ghost is on day 2. No, but it could be in another one, so I'm not crossing out. H is on day 2. I'm not seeing that. L is on day 1. Not seeing that. Loot is on day 7. Not seeing that. M is on day 7. Again, not seeing that, so this is not helpful. But remember, I just randomly chose where H and M go, so I'm going to choose another place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to remind myself of this rule with no H. And this rule, no restrictions on that rule. And again, this is Othello on day 3, just darkening it to remind myself that that's Othello and not a circle. Okay, so let's put H and M in the next place they can go. So it can't be here. Can't be here, or it can be here, but we already tried that. Can't be here, so let's throw it over here. Well, if we do H and M that way, M goes here. Let's see what else can happen. So who can go before it? Well, we know J has to be in one of these places. So let's just throw J in here. See what happens. L or G. L or G. Let's see if that's good enough. Remember, J doesn't have to be there, but that's where I'm placing J, just because it's easiest. Okay. Ghost is on day 2. No, not seeing that. H is on day 2. Not seeing that. Loot is on day 1. Not seeing that. Loot is on day 7. Not seeing that. M is on day 7. I see that. I circle it, and I move on. 21. If H is on day 2. So I'm going to draw it out. 5, 6, 7, 8. If H is on day 2, remember whoever's on day 2 is also on day 7. And whoever's on day 1 is also on day 5. We already know it can't be H because H is already taken up. Who does it have to be? It has to be J because a J has to go before that first H. We need an HM somewhere. So I'm just going to stick the M here. Remember, we're dealing with a could be, so I can always stick it in a different place. And then what we do is we have no O here. And let's see if this is enough to answer. If it's on day 2, which could be true. Ghost is on day 1. That definitely can't be true because we definitely have to have a J before the H. J is on day 3. Does not have to be true. Could be, but doesn't have to. L is on day 8. Absolutely could be true. Let's just focus on the rest, make sure we got it. M is on day 4. No, we've already taken care of M. M has to be either on day 3 or on day 8. O is on day 5. We know for sure it can't be on day 5. So lute is performed on day 8 is our answer. 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If Macbeth is on day 2, okay, Macbeth is on day 2. I want to say sorry to my husband who's being so nice filming this for me. I know it's not easy. Okay, no H, no H. Because H can't be here, we know that HM has to be here. Which of the following must be true? Let's see if this is enough to answer. H on day, 6. H is on day, nope, that's not enough, but we do know we can get rid of the first one because H has to be on day 6. Let's see what else happens. Well, one thing we know about H is there's this rule about J before it. So let's just throw J before it. And I'm just going to throw J here because it makes things a lot easier in my life. M can't have O after it. Can't have O here. So O is going to have to be here. Let's see if that answers it. O is then day 4. We've got it. Okay. Oh, by the way, why was I able to do that? Because it must be true. So in any scenario I could pick up, it would be true even if I placed J in a different place. So since it must be true, just randomly choose one and move it forward and just muscle it out. 23. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, lute is on day 7. I don't know if you can see this, but my cat is licking my arm, which is very cute. Okay, not H, not H. Okay, L is on day 7, Othello is on day 8. Which of the following must be true? Again, we can muscle it out. I'm going to worry about where H and M can go. I'm going to throw the block right here. H and M. If H is here, then J must be here, J must be here, and G must be here. Let's see if that's enough to figure out what must be true. Ghost is on day 6. Yep, that's true. H is on day 3. That's true. J is on day 1. That's true. M is on day 4. That's true. M is on day 5. That's not true. Notice they anticipated which one I was going to do. So placing the block is going to be the key. Let's hope this is the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, L is here, which places an L here. We can't have H here, which limits where our block can be placed. O is here. Okay, so let's see. I tried HM here. Now I'm going to try it the next move up. HM. J can be anywhere. I'm going to try throwing J someplace other than day 1 to see if I can make it work. If J is there, oh, and M is here, sorry. I forgot to put that in. Ghost is here. Let's see if that works it out. Ghost is on day 6. That's still true. H is on day 3. Not anymore. J is on day 1. Not anymore. M is on day 4. Not anymore. Ghost is on day 6. And my game is done. Okay, you can stop filming.